Okay. Good evening, everybody. It is the 14th of June, almost halfway through the month. My name is Emma Stevenson, if anyone hasn't seen or spoken to me before. And tonight, we are just going to talk about how to use Instagram properly. So this is something that you can always relate back to as well. So much that you can learn. Hang on a second.
It's homeless now.
One of the vegetables fucking lovely. Fingers crossed.
There's so much you can learn with Instagram. There's so much you need to know or should know or could do and might not do, but it's all about finding your own rhythm and just knowing which bits work for you once you've figured it out. It's a minefield and it could be a full-time job for anybody. So I'm going to run through some things, but one thing I will really encourage you to do, and I'll show you this in a minute, is go over to the social media boot camp that we did this time last year. It's literally step by step, and I know it can feel a bit overwhelming, but if you just like put them on in the background, just pick up little tips and stuff, and it also relates to each other. It's like a whole process of how you can use your Instagram, what you can do with it. Anyway, the first question, I will share the group with you, that's fine. The first question I want to ask you is, when somebody messages you or someone friend requests you on Facebook, on Instagram, what's the first thing you do? Answer me. What is the first thing you do when somebody friend requests you on Instagram or follows you on Instagram? Do you follow them back straight away? Do you go and look at their profile? Do you snoop them out a bit before you even bother doing anything? Because I always do. I always go and look at who they are, what they're like, and whether I want to follow them back. If you're going to start following people, liking their profiles and messaging them, your Instagram needs to be appealing to them. They need to want to follow you back. So the way you need to think about it is like this. Instagram is your shop front. Okay. It's like your Boots or your Marks and Spencer or your Sainsbury's or your Tesco. Anybody can walk in, anybody can come across it. Anybody can come in and have a look at what you're doing. This is where you have to, not that I'm going to go into this, but you have to separate what Instagram is to Facebook. So Instagram is your shopfront. Your Facebook VIP client group is like your Boots points card, your Tesco club card, your all your extra reward cards, your VIP groups, because somebody can't just walk into your VIP group. They have to be added, or you have to ask them if they want to be added. The way they do when someone offers you a store card and with New Look or whatever. So think as Instagram as your shop front and think that people need to see you. People need to like what they see on the first straight off, okay? So the main rules now with Instagram are do not spam selling. That is your biggest thing you shouldn't be doing. What you need to do with Instagram is you need to weave Arbonne into your lifestyle and take pictures of it. If you struggle with not knowing what to post and how to post it, that's where this bootcamp comes in, because there's a whole week of a section all about avatars and understanding how to write a story that can entice an avatar, entice your ideal client. What you need to show on Instagram is you. You need to show people who you are, what you like, because they are joining you at the end of the day. Whether it be products or business, they are coming to you. They're joining you. Instagram is a crowd space. You need to be you, and people will be attracted to you. So think of things you do with your family. Pictures have to be pretty, but don't overthink it. Don't make it like it has to be a strict template with things. Just post them. Sally is really good at this because Sally's pictures are really well taken, but she doesn't overthink them, and neither does Jade. So I've always been crazy and I overthink mine, but don't do it. It doesn't need to be. Your captions can be really simple, or your captions can tell a story. It's completely up to you. The main rule with posting on your feed is be consistent. So if you decide to post at 9 o'clock every day, always post at 9 o'clock every day. If you decide to post at 10 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, always post at 10 o'clock on a Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. Stick to your days, stick to your times, and be consistent. Instagram will reward you with consistency. Now, how many of you noticed that when we were doing the blitzes, your engagement was through the roof on your comments, on your likes, on all sorts? It's because Instagram rewards interaction. Instagram is a social platform. They want people to talk, they want people to interact, and they will reward you. Think of it as a reward system. If you're putting out on Instagram, it will come back to you. If you're commenting, if you're answering polls, if you're liking things, if you're following people, if you're messaging people that are generally messaging you back and in a conversation with, Instagram reward it. Whatever you put out, you'll get back in Instagram in all ways, okay? So let's go back to this. Your Instagram feed is your shop front, okay? You have your pictures that look pretty, that describe what you do, that show your lifestyle a little bit. Your story is your behind the scenes. So think of it as, another example is your Instagram feed is the Mercedes showroom. You look around it, it's got information, it says things you need to know. But then behind the scenes is when you go and talk to the salesperson and it's like, I can do you this deal for this, this, and this. And you see the offices, you see where they work, you see what they're doing, you meet people. Think of it like that. So you've got to show your life. Stories do not need to be beautiful or perfect. They just need to show you and what you're doing. And they need to be interactive. If you're putting a story up that isn't interactive or isn't going to make people comment, then you need to just rethink a little bit and just put a silly poll on it, or just put like, the stickers with the hearts and they can slide up that you like. Just put that on, just so people can interact with it, because that's really important. Highlights, always try and add to your highlights. I forget a lot, but again, when someone comes onto your feed, as much as they will scroll through your feed, they will go to your highlights because they'll see behind the scenes of everything you've done, what you've been doing, and they'll want to know you. And people see, especially through lockdown, people see Instagram as a getting to know you, like a going for a coffee, a social getting to know you now. And what they say on Instagram is what they think of you. It's crazy, but that is how it is. I'm just looking at my notes now as well, guys. I scrolled this down last minute this morning and I'm just going through it all. So I've got here, become who you want to attract. This goes back to avatars. I remember Simone telling me this, and Zinzi as well. When you are thinking about who you want to talk to, or thinking about somebody you're talking to, or thinking about what you want to portray on Instagram, think about the people you want to attract to you and become those people. Do the things that those people are interested in, because at the end of the day, you do attract people into your team that have snippets of yourself in. It's just the way you are. It's like a gravitational thing. And it's important that you show that to people, because somebody might not like, I don't know, somebody might love that you run and feel like they can talk to you about it. Somebody might not like that you, I don't know, do something particularly for, I don't know what they might not like, but they are attracted to you. Cara, where do you find highlights? Have you not got highlights at all? Don't worry, we'll have a look. Again, that is all in the boot camp as well. There is a whole section on setting profile up with highlights. So yeah, make sure you're thinking about your avatars, make sure you're thinking about what you want to attract, and make sure you're thinking about who you want to become in the process of your business, because you can forecast that for people. You can show people what you're trying to do with yourself. You can show people how you're trying to better yourself, and you can show them how they can do that too. It's all about showing people your life. In some ways, it is just documenting everything you do and trying to make it like a habit, a second nature, and just always being interesting to people, because something about what you're posting and what you're putting on social will always interest somebody. Finding people and hashtags. When you do your avatars and when you think about who you want to attract, the reason I talk about it so much is because it stops you having a memory block when you're looking to find someone to prospect. Now, the reason being is if you have your profile of your avatar in front of you, for example, say they like netball, or say they play netball, you can hashtag all the netball things, all the netball hashtag, search all the netball hashtags. Say they're following the Euros from a different country, you could literally search that hashtag, like Sweden fan in England or English fan in Sweden. Do you know what I mean? You can follow that hashtag. So make sure you're quite specific about a couple of different avatars that you want in your business, because that's how you search for them. You look for their characteristics, you look for what they're interested in. I know that Carol Houghton did a huge thing because she was looking at buying a Peloton, and she got into tons of conversations with people who were following the Peloton hashtag because she was interested. One huge tip I can give you about hashtags is, say, for example, you are looking for a Peloton hashtag. Say you search the Peloton hashtag. A lot of people will have prospected people who have written that hashtag or are following that hashtag. So always go for the lower ones. When you search a hashtag, there'll be a number against it. How popular that hashtag, how many times that hashtag's been written. Go down and go to the less popular ones, because 9 times out of 10, people haven't gone for the less popular hashtags. They're searching the top ones because they know they've got loads of prospects in that hashtag, in that area. Go further down. When it comes to engagement, hashtags are huge, but it can be a full-time job with this. But once you've got it set up, it's brilliant. Again, in the Avatar Bootcamp, it's all about hashtag ranking. So there's 4 groups of hashtags that you can put together that put you in different grids and in front of different people, that really builds your engagement, because it will put you at the top of a smaller grid. Now that's really, it's about half an hour long, that training, and explains what it means. So go over there when I've shared the group and have a look at that, because it is really good to do if you can stay consistent and stay on that. Then searching for people. So I do 2 ways. What got me through when we were doing the booking blitzes, the best thing I ever did was when I found a profile and I followed those people who were following that profile, because that profile was my avatar. That was the best thing I did. So for example, say somebody, avatar is like a dream client. So your dream team member, your dream client. It's a really good thing to do. It's a really good exercise to do, because you get really clear on how you want your business to look, and who you want in your business. When you are, so for example, you could always look, and I mean, a lot of people do this, so this is a real broad example. But say, for example, we've got an offer on makeup and you've got makeup in your head. Everybody who follows Charlotte Tilbury, they're going to be in your area somewhere. They're going to be your avatar at somewhere along the way, because they have an interest in natural makeup. So those people would be interested in your product. The only thing is, with someone like Charlotte Tilbury, it's such a vast following that you need to narrow it down to somebody who's got like a 10,000 follower profile. So for example, I follow a profile called The Life of Mummies. And has anyone seen them? Does anyone know about them? They're really good. They've got about 21,000 followers now, but in the beginning they started with 11,000. And all of their followers were my dream teammates, my dream sponsors, okay? And that's how I found a lot of my people. I went through, I just looked at their profile. If their profile was open, I would follow them. I would do the like, comment, and I'd message them. I'd say, I hope you don't mind the follow. It's really good to connect. How are you? I'd keep it really simple, because if you overcomplicate it, they're going to think that that's what you're doing. That's what you're spamming for. Okay. So find an avatar, find your dream influencer, micro influencer. They're called, when they are 10,000 followers and under, they're called micro influencers. So find your ideal micro influencer and look at their following and go through their following. That is the best way that you have an unlimited resource of all these people who you can just go onto that profile, go onto the followers and go through and follow, like and comment. It's the best way to do it. Honestly, it's brilliant. You can use hashtags, you can search through hashtags, but make sure you're searching for people on the lower hashtags, not the high hashtags, because 9 times out of 10, a lot of people will have already prospected those people in the high hashtags. Always happens. It's always happened to me. Let's see what my notes are. Yeah, don't sell without storytelling. So do not sell. Just do not just post this is on offer for this amount of money. Let me know if you're interested. Or befores and afters, because Instagram block them. They will stop anyone from seeing anything like that. So you have to be clever about it. And that's where you have to go into storytelling and explain that this is how it made you feel. This is what it did. And you hitting people's pain points. It's a real good form of marketing. Again, it's all over in the boot camp. This boot camp was about 6 or 7 weeks long, just to really let people understand. Reels and new features on Instagram. So somebody asked earlier, what is a reel? A reel is Instagram's version of TikTok. They're like short little clippets of videos that you can put together, and they're like a little mini, like a real mini trailer for a movie or something. And they're always quite funny and they're always quite addictive. And there's always somebody doing something silly. TikTok banned network marketing, direct selling openly without being sponsored ads a while ago, but Instagram don't, not at the moment anyway. They just do the same principle that they do with your posts, and will just ghost it and block it and like dim your reach if you are too spammy and selly within that reel. Reels are still quite fairly new, so if you can get on them and use them, and be consistent again. So say you do one a week, Instagram will reward you and boost you. Whenever Instagram has a new feature, if you can become really well acquainted with that new feature and use it consistently, that's how a lot of people gain their huge following now, because Instagram love people who jump on the new features first. A reel is different from a story. A story is, then there isn't a huge amount of difference. It's just that a reel can be posted on your grid, and it's almost like a separate grid. So I'm not sure if I can do it on here. In a minute, I'll have a look and I'll see if I can share my phone directly on here and show you. A reel is just, I think it's like a 30-second long video. And a lot of them have these special effects where you can jump into a different outfit and it looked like you've done it there and then, like magic and things like that. Or make something disappear or just do something silly. And they've got really good sound effects and really good songs. So have a look, have a play around. I know somebody, I'm sure Kelly Bromley did a training on how to use a reel. I'm sure she did. But yeah, I'll see if I can do that in a second. I'm not sure if a reel will do. Then, just to complicate things even more. So what I'm going to go through, one more thing, I'm going to wrap it all up into simple steps. When you post on your grid, always share your post to your story. There's a little aeroplane whenever you post, just press it and go share to story. Do it every time, and just whack a big bit of text across it that says new post. It just makes people go to your grid. And that's important. One of the algorithms that Instagram has introduced is people looking at your grid for a certain amount of time. If you can gain more eyes on your grid and on your posts, the more time people spend looking at your posts, the more Instagram will bring people to you. So for example, when you post like 3 or 4 different photos under one post, that will keep somebody swiping through that one post, looking at your series of pictures. It will keep them on your feed for a longer amount of time, which is what Instagram likes. It's crazy, but that's what they do. And then geotagging and location tagging. So again, this is really explained in the social media bootcamp, but you can hide hashtags and tag your location without people seeing it, because that can be something people don't like. But what it does is it puts your story in front of a new set of eyes in that location. So, for example, you could target a real small city in Australia, tag it for 7 days straight, hide it behind your post. Again, this is all in the bootcamp. It's really simple. And your story will be put in front of people that aren't even following you just because you've tagged that location, and it'll be put in front of people. Your feed will be put in front of people on people's grids that you never even thought about. So it's really interesting to like be consistent with things like that. So I'm going to wrap it up and I'm going to open it up to questions, because I know it's really hard with these trainings because there's so much to take in and there's so much to do. But the boot camp's brilliant for that. But in a nutshell, comments are king. So always be commenting, be commenting on other people's posts, be commenting back to people's comments in your posts, comment back to when people comment on your stories. Just always be commenting, always make that conversation and keep the social aspect in your head. Hashtags are really good as long as you are not using the most popular ones. Share your posts to your story and geotag your stories. And be consistent with your posting and your stories. When I mean be consistent with your stories, just don't let them run out. So every 24 hours, make sure there's something on there. I'm not saying you need to post 10 every single day. Just make sure that it never stops. And that red circle that loops around your profile picture, it just never goes. Okay. I don't think there's anything else that I could go into without going into loads of detail and not explaining. So I'm going to stop the recording and I'm going to open it up to questions if anyone has any. But like I said, I am going to post the link. And if you're watching this back at any point, ask your sponsor for the link to the social media bootcamp group. There are some worksheets over there as well. And there's a couple of like basically worksheets that talk you through what I've spoke about, and it would help you create your avatar or help you look at a post or create a story. They're really handy. So I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to open it up. So hang on a second. Oh, I can share the screen. Do you want me to just do it whilst I'm still recording, Jade? I'll do it whilst I'm still recording so people can see. So share my screen. She says, let me just make sure I've got it up first. Right. Okay, let's share my screen and I'll talk you through how to find it. Sorry if anyone can hear the football in the background. Okay, so it's literally called Social Media Bootcamp. It's here, it's black and it's got a little bit of a gold etching. The best thing to do to stop confusing yourself, because this was last year and the posts are all over the place. Go into topics. And is it topics or is it file? Oh, it's changed. Hang on a second. Guides. It's got to be in guides. It always got all sectioned out into week 1, week 2. Here we go. So week 1, you've got the post, you've got the video. Week 2, you've got the video and links, and it just goes down like this. Look, so it's all categorized and hasn't been updated here. However, it's all in there. It's all in the videos. In your, let me just move this out of the way. Files. This is where you'll see your task sheets and your worksheets. So there's your avatar. There's your story document. There's all sorts in here that you can just have a little bit of a look at and a little bit of a play with. Some of them are slightly older. So maybe if you want to have a look at them, do. From here upwards, they are all worksheets that were really, really handy. If you struggle to find anything you need, announcements, a lot of stuff was under there, but go to new activity and click recent posts. and just scroll right down to the beginning and you'll see it all in even. It'll all be in order then, right down. And there's all sorts on here. And week by week, it talks you through how to talk about an avatar, how to talk about selling, storytelling, how to post consistently, how to geotag, how to hashtag. It talks about everything and why behind it, which is really, really important. So I'm going to stop my share, but I will share that link in the WhatsApp group and it will be there. I'm going to stop